Hello everyone. Happy new moon. How's everybody tonight? Hello, welcome. How's everybody? On this Thanksgiving Eve new moon. I'm just gonna clear our space here. Welcome everyone. Hello, hi Christy. How are you today? Come on in. So how's everybody on this new moon? Oh, good. I'm doing good. Are you feeling this new moon? That's good. I like to hear that. Doing great. So today is a very powerful new moon. Good. And we're in the beginning of a whole nother cycle. We're about to hit the end of the year and go into a brand new year. And 2023 is going to be a whole nother energy. So it's like making sure that we get this new moon going, because this new moon is really about finding your authentic self and going into your original self. Why did you really come here, and what is covering your authenticity and the reason that you came here? And so this new moon gives us that freedom within to choose a new direction, to manifest, to clear old childhood traumas, and to go for it. So I'm really excited about this new moon and joining all of you today, especially because tomorrow is like a big holiday and everybody's gonna be so busy, and probably will be busy for the rest of the year. So how is everybody? Where are you joining from? What are your questions for this new moon? Hello, hi Lori. How are you feeling this new moon? No, last time we met, it was like eclipse time, and there was all kinds of energies and all kinds of emotions and things happening. And now it's like we're out of that energy and just about to get into our busy time of year. My ear is ringing. I guess we're into good things if my ear is ringing. Alright, so we'll just see how it goes. joined. Welcome everybody who's joining. Where are you joining from? Where are you from? Leave it in the comments. How are you? What's been going on? You're in Mississippi. Your ears have been ringing a lot lately too. Wow. They just started as I started this live. So I'm like, oh, something's going on. We're ringing. I know. Filter your comments. Sorry. This thing is like, I don't know what that is. Minnesota. Warrior 23 Mama. Oh, I like your name. Oh, thank you. Happy holidays to you. Oh, you're welcome. Virginia. Hi, Colorado. I'm in Colorado. I think we're supposed to get snow tonight. Stay warm. Missouri. Hello, Missouri. How's it going over there? Mississippi, Virginia, Missouri. You guys are all east of me. I'm just going to clear our space a little bit here. Seattle, Washington. Welcome, Seattle, Washington. Seattle, Washington. That's a busy place. How's things going over there? Nevada. Oh, Nevada. I like Nevada. Nevada has some nice places. I went to some really beautiful places outside of Vegas that had the red rocks and like looked a lot like Arizona. California, your ears are ringing too. We might as well be the Ringing Ears Club here. That's so cool. Oh, you're 30 to 45 minutes south of Seattle. Wow. That's a place I haven't been to yet. I've always wanted to go out there and to Oregon. Oh, there, and then right after that is Central Oregon. Oh, nice. See, you see how that goes. I want to be in Seattle and Oregon and all that good stuff. Well, I'm so glad to be here with all of you on this very special and sacred time. And I'm just here sharing, and if you guys have any questions or if anybody wants a reading or even if you want to request and join in and talk, you know, let's open this space up for whatever you want. I'm just here. But I got my mugwort here because I want to open up some things for everybody watching. Mugwort opens up the dream time. And yeah, your ears have been ringing all week. Not normal for me to have this much ringing. Interesting. I know, you know, the ringing of the ears is an interesting phenomenon because it's about clairaudience. When you have a lot of ringing in the ear, it's like spirit trying to communicate with you, and it's doing it through like ringing. It also means you're getting closer to the truth. And so a lot of times when your ears are ringing, it's spirit getting your attention, and you should kind of see, you know, what you're doing at that moment and make, you know, a note of it. So when you make a note of it, you can say, oh, okay, what was I doing? And you could even ask like, oh, okay, the ringing is happening in my ear. What message am I to hear? And that helps you to open up your psychic intuitive gifts. What are your thoughts on menstrual cycles starting at different cycles of the moon? Yes, Christy, yes. For women, our moon cycles are very connected to our menstrual cycles. So, you know, there is an ancient practice of working with your menstrual cycle and the moon cycles, and you can actually change your moon cycle. So say you're a new mooner and your menstrual cycle always comes on the new moon and you're like, I don't want it to come on the new moon. There were practices that you could do to change it to the full moon or to the waning cycles or whenever. There's a whole entire science behind it. And you know how women menstruate together? That's also part of it. You could have like all women change at the same time. There's amazing things you can do that our ancestors did, and especially in the Toltec traditions, there's a lot of things that we can do in that time of year. So paying attention to when that happens, and doing dream work around it. Yeah, there's a whole entire thing around. It's a science. Hi, Guiding Light. How are you? Oh, this is the first time seeing you live. Love seeing your posts. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm doing new moon and full moons right now, lives, but I'm trying to get a schedule together so I can come more regularly on here. I just have a lot of work I'm doing right now. You look so beautiful. Long time no see. Aw. Oh, I miss you too. I know, I've been so busy. I have a lot of ceremony clients that I work with, and right now is like the busy time of year because everybody wants business blessings and love blessings and all that stuff. Oh, the full moon to the new moon. Yeah, you went from the full moon to the new moon, so you're already naturally doing it. And you can do it consciously. So like, say, in our modern world, it would really fit in because, say you're like, oh God, new moon, I got a gathering, I got something going on, I'm traveling, and you could consciously change it. So, watch for that and look for that. Yeah, the retreats, that's going to be awesome. I know, it's going to be fun. I actually just got my catalog together, and I finished all my examinations for my permit stuff, and so next year I'm going to start doing retreats in Sedona. Do you have any recommendation thoughts on visions? Is there a way to control when they come? Yes and no. So when you have visions, they're actually very sporadic, and you don't really know when and how you're going to have them. But what you can do is that when you don't want to work with spirit, you close the door. You say, I'm not open to visions right now, I'm closing the door. And then when you're ready for visions, you can open the door and invite spirit in, so that they don't like scare you out of the blue, or you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have this vision. But when you have visions about people, if they're not open to the vision, then it's kind of hard to share it. If you're just having visions in general, I always say write it down and make a time and a discipline and a practice as to when and how you want to connect to that. Yeah. Oh, good. You're welcome. I have a lot to talk about with that, but like with menstrual cycle stuff, I feel like it should be more like a closed container group, because that's kind of a deep practice and a deep thing, especially for women. Oh yeah, retreats. They come in anytime. Yeah, those visions do. They come in anytime, and especially when you're just starting out. Later, it's not like that. You'll still have them, but they won't be like abnormal or weird. I think when you're first starting out with visions, like especially if you're not used to having them, they're probably weird and strange. So it's kind of like, and that's why I always say, if you're gonna work with psychic stuff, you have to learn all the techniques and skills that you can, so that you can best use your gift. Yeah, they're new and confusing, can seem to find a lot of reading on them. The problem with that too is if you're reading books, that's why you need a teacher. You need to work with stuff. You want a reading, Christy? Yeah, I'm doing intuitive readings for $20, and you can Venmo me or Cash App me. Let me make sure I have my email here. And if you want, we can do it in the chat, or you can jump on and request. Let's see. Oh, you're an old bird. You're a lucky bird. Oh, you're a Sagittarius, and this is your moon. How awesome. Yes, please. Okay, Christy. Yeah. Just go ahead, and the Venmo and the Cash App, they're in my bio. So whenever you're ready. This moon is about freedom. And I know Nakasha, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce your name right, but you know that as a Sagittarius, because you love freedom, right? All Sages, I know, that's their trademark, is like freedom. You can't hold a Sag down. They're half horse and human, or a centaur. So with the Sagittarius energy coming in, it's really this expansion energy and this freedom energy and this like need to expand our wings, and nobody and nothing is going to hold us down. Yes, we love freedom. Yeah, I know. Every Sagittarius I've ever known, they love their freedom. You can't hold them down. They're wild. You've been awakening as well. Yeah, when you're awakening and you want to, you're not, the thing about Sagittarius is that you are a free thinker too. So when you combine that with the awakening, it's like everything gets unraveled, and then you start to see the world much clearer, and you'll start to understand your purpose much better. Yeah, you're speaking my language. Yeah. If you know this Sagittarius new moon and Sagittarius sun we just entered, it's going to be powerful because of this eclipse season that we just went through. It's like a whole new beginning. It's a whole new set. So I would recommend for everybody, if you can, to go inside of yourself and connect to your heart and think about what it is you want to create for this winter time that you're going to launch in the spring. Because whatever it is that you set the energy now, by the spring, it's going to start to expand and grow and illuminate. And you're going to see some really good things happening in the springtime. But right now, it's like really about creating that vision. And also, what is it that you are ready to let go of? The things that are really just you're done with. Because we're also at that point where a lot of people are just done with certain things. Childhood trauma, suffering, anxiety, depression, boundary stuff. There's all kinds of stuff coming up right now around healing and moving forward into your authentic self and finding the freedom of expression within so that you can create the things that are needed next year. See, next year we are getting closer to the end of this cycle. And next cycle is about you finding what it is that you're meant to do in this lifetime. Why did you come here? What is your skill set? What is your value? What do you have to offer others that's unique to you? That's not a carbon copy of anything or anyone. Oh, you're welcome. You're going to let go of everything, including all my possessions. That's so good. That's so good because the less you have and the less you're tied down with, the better. Because next year, you want to be light as a feather. And see, in the Tonopawali, what's happening right now is we're at the end of a cycle. And 2023 and 2024 are the most intense years of that cycle. And so when we get into the next year, we start to see a lot more intensity in the world. And the more intense it gets, the more creative you have to be. And what's going to happen is it's going to push people into their purpose, into their skill sets, into the things that were probably hobbies that now will become their thing that they do. And you see that a lot now. Everybody's going into the creator economy. Everybody's kind of jumping on board with what do they teach? What is their contribution? What have you been working on? Because whatever it is, there's an audience for it. There's an audience, and now we have outlets for it. And so that's what this cycle really is about, because the time of kind of being the worker, it's going to slowly close down, and it's going to be more about the creator. So instead of working for something or someone, it's like you're creating that into the universe. You're putting out your creativity. And we're going to see a lot of entrepreneurship lot of entrepreneurship is going to happen, because it's going to be both a necessity, but it's also going to be the thing that people are driven to do. They're going to really jump in with their skill sets. Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that last part? I don't know which last part. But yeah, this is a time where we're going to have to really step it up and step into our gifts and our talents, and to open up and share. But in order to open up and share from the heart, it really does require owning our voice and why we came here and what makes us special and unique. And also understanding that we have to have the confidence and courage to do those things. It's not easy when you step into your gift, because you're opening yourself up to criticism, you're opening yourself up to vulnerability, you're opening yourself up to, what other people think, and a lot of that stuff ties us down. But the more within yourself you can go now and create, the easier all that stuff becomes. And it's a process. But I really feel like next year especially, it's already starting now, but next year especially, there's going to be a lot of people changing their lives, changing their jobs, changing their relationships, changing their health status, changing, the things that have bothered them, and making those positive changes for the good, and then also serving others. Yes, we are the ones we've been waiting for. That's exactly right. We are the ones. When we wait for other people, we're going to be waiting a long time. It's like you have to just step on in. If we don't step on in, then we're just going to drown and stay miserable and stuck. I hope it's not lagging, because sometimes it does that. Okay, let me see if it's stuck. Is it freezing? Because it's freezing on my end over here. Oh, you're good? Okay, good. I guess it's just my computer. So what are your questions? What are your comments? How's everybody on this new moon? So I was saying earlier, mugworts. Okay, you're good on my end. Oh, good. Oh, good. I guess it's just my computer that's frozen. Oh, it froze here too a little bit. Yeah. That's the one thing I don't like about TikTok, is it's a little unstable at times. Like life. Hopefully, but a little drained. Yeah. Make sure to get some rest, because it's gonna be like that time of year. All right. Where everybody gets tired, and if we rest now, it's going to be better. Is there a book that you recommend for working with your ancestors when first starting out? No. I haven't ever come across a book, and it's not because maybe it's, I don't know, because I haven't really looked for it. I learned from my teachers and from spirit. But I would just say the first thing, if you want to start working with your ancestors, is to start with an offering to your ancestors and ask them to open the door to that connection. That's why it helps to have a reading, because in a reading we can go into your ancestry, we can talk about what's coming through, what ancestors are going to be the most ones that you can connect to, and what's the healing involved and all that stuff, because it's a lot more involved than any book can tell you, especially because a book will be very generic. And honestly, I don't really know a whole lot of books that talk about that. I was very emotional this morning. I'm coming off COVID. Oh, well, I hope you're feeling better. She's the book, she can help. Yeah, Guiding Light, I know, is because she's worked with me. But I was very emotional. Yeah, that's what new moons and full moons can do too is heightened emotions, especially because you just came out of a big clearing. You know, COVID and that stuff is all about clearing out old energies, and that's why it's intense like that, is because you're clearing out everything, you know, especially up in here. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Oh, good. Good, Christy. Small offerings. Yeah, just start with what we talked about in that new moon. Just starting with the small offerings and then later building your connection. Because one of the things that I always say is, like, when you first do an altar, it takes the time and effort and energy to connect because your spirits have been, you know, dry for a very long time, and it takes a while to get them awoken and starting to work in. Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you, Guiding Light. Yeah, small offerings, going out into nature. It really takes some time and effort and energy. I can't really say how long it'll take. It just depends on your ancestry and what wounds you need to heal within yourself and what processes are involved. But you should start to see results within, you know, I would say at least 14 to 30 days. Yeah, so don't like just give up right away. Keep with it, because I think that's the hardest thing to do, is to stay in your practice, because when we get out of practice, then it's hard to get back into practice. And so stick with it for at least 30 days. Anything you want to do spiritually, stick with for at least 30 days, because then you will start to see results and you'll see what works and what doesn't work for you and your schedule. We're in the modern world, you know, sometimes we don't have that much time, but we can always squeeze in those moments. Like, I was talking to a client the other day, and she's a very busy woman, and she thought she had to have all this time for meditation and stuff. And I told her 3 minutes a day, morning, noon, and night. And what you do is you set a timer. You say, okay, every morning, noon, and night, these times, I'm going to meditate in the silence for 1 minute. That's all it takes. It's just 1 minute. And then once you do that, you start to see more peace of mind. You like it. You want to do it more. And then when you have more time, you do more. But you can always fit in little moments with spirit throughout your day. I have a question about altars. I have a glass case. I've been thinking of putting certain things in. Yeah, what kind of things were you thinking about putting in? Like your altar in a glass case? Like, is it like a curio cabinet type thing? How often should we give an offering to our ancestors? If you can, daily. At least water. If you can, daily. That's the best practice. And you should change your altar stuff every day. I have felt them in meditation since the new. Oh, good, Christy. Good. Yeah. I've been doing offerings for over a year on a schedule, and there is a big difference. Yeah. Can spirit still get to the offering? Oh, in the glass case? Yeah. You're welcome. Still get to the offering. It kind of depends. I'm trying to picture what kind of glass case you're talking about. Is it like a curio cabinet or like a china cabinet? It's a wall glass cave, crystal offers, and other things I put. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can make a little space there, sure. You know, spirit can get through anything. You know what it really is about the offerings? It's about honoring and respecting the DNA within yourself and the people who have contributed to who you are in this lifetime. It's also about creating a space for spirit to come into your life and into your space and to offer you blessings and to communicate with you and to help you heal. Another thing about an altar is that it's a boundary so that the spirit world doesn't possess or bother you. And it's also about eliminating your selfishness and greed. So the altar is a very deep practice. And if you look around the whole world, you will see that there is a lot of traditions all over the world that honor the altars, including, you know, major religions like Catholicism. There's always an altar. So an altar is a very, 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 very deep practice. Okay, Christy, no problem. I've been lighting a candle for my ancestors every day. Good. Good. Do you notice the difference, Kay, with the lighting of the candle for your ancestors? Because when you start working with the candle, what the candle represents is like lighting the way for the ancestors to come in. And so when you light the candle, you're lighting a way for the ancestors to see you and to communicate with you and to understand who you are and where you are and to bring in blessings. So the candle is like the light in the dark. And that's why we put the candle on the altar. You're welcome. Yeah, the candle, you know, the thing about the altars is that there's certain gifts that you want to offer. And I always say, like we talked about in the ceremony, is the earth, fire, water, and air. Those are the main offerings of any good altar. And how do you offer the water? Oh, you know, very simply. With the water, you get yourself like a little cup. Now, the thing about altar items is that it's just for your altar, if you can. You don't ever mix your altar items with your food, like you drinking. Like this water bowl is just for the altar. So you want to have specific utensils, cups, and things like that just for your altar. Because the living and the dead should not mix, if that makes sense. And so, oh, you feel them around you daily. Good. So if you do anything with your altar, just remember that whatever you're having on the altar is just for the altar. Okay. That's one thing I see a lot of people make a mistake of, is that they will use their cereal bowl or whatever. Don't do that. You've collected river and rainwater for rituals or healing. Good. That's good. A lady at the Orient. What do you think of vows with spirit? Vows with spirit. What do you mean by that? A lady at the Oriental grocery market told me that too. See, yeah, Asian people know, we know our altars. Can you give me a love reading? Yeah, I could give you a love reading. It's a $20 donation through my Venmo or Cash App, and it's on my bio. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. The reason you give water is because you want to feed them the life force of water. Water is our most essential thing. And see, it's also a way that you can see how thirsty your ancestors are. Because when you put the water on there, you're going to see it evaporate. And that's going to tell you like how thirsty they are, because sometimes overnight that water will just go whoop, and then other times it'll barely move. But what I usually see go down the fastest is alcohol, and alcohol has a very different meaning than when you put water. You were looking for little containers for your altar and found some small crystal vases that were gifted. Oh, good. That sounds nice. From a deceased aunt. Oh, well, there you go. Sometimes my alcohol does not go down. Why not? Well, that's probably a good thing. Those spirits are not thirsty. When you get to a point where you've fed them a lot, then it doesn't go down too much. But when you're first starting, or when you're doing a big ritual and stuff, you'll just start seeing slurping. You'll just you look and you'll be like, dang, oh my god, that thing's halfway gone. Yes, gone overnight. Sometimes I was not surprised. Yes. Gone overnight. And then that you can see how thirsty your spirits were. I mean, I was just doing a ritual for a client, and it was a big bowl of water, and it was almost gone by the end of it. It was like gone. And that means there was some thirsty spirits. So this stuff is real. when you start working with the spirit world, you start working with your altar, you start really connecting, you can't refute it. It's real. You see it. There's scientific and there's proof with your eyes that it's changing, that it's, there's something going on. Where'd that water go? Where'd that alcohol go? You may have already mentioned this, but should the water be changed daily? Yes. The water should be changed daily. Oh, good. I'm glad you came on. Yeah, the thing is with the water is that you just think about it for yourself. Would you want stale water? You want to drink that? It's the same thing with your ancestors and your spirits. They want fresh water. They don't want stale water. And especially with certain deities that you work with, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. I now just place personal size shots from store, like what you get on the airplane. Oh, yeah. The little shooters. You're welcome. I do that too. The little shooters sometimes. I just created my first altars. It's made such a difference in my practice. Oh, beautiful. It really does. I can't believe that's like Spirit 101 is altar offerings. I thought about that as I was typing the question. Yeah. I just created that. So the thing about altars is, like, think about the name. Altar. It's in the name. It's altering. It's changing. It's shifting. It's like actually changing the whole frequency. Altering. And so that's why we do altars, because altars give us the physical space of a spiritual practice. And that's why it's like Spirit 101. Yeah, the shooters are a great idea. The thing about it too is you can see, like when you get the shooters, you can see like what alcohol your ancestors and your spirits like. You can see what they like. Because if they don't like something, maybe, you can tell that too. You can tell, oh, this is not going down or whatever. Certain ones, they really go down. Like my particular ancestors, they really like soju, and they really like tequila, and what's that other one? There's another one they really like. Limitless supply that way. Yeah, it's a limitless supply. And in the Korean ways, you can drink the alcohol if you want. And if you don't like alcohol, like me, I don't drink alcohol, you can pour it outside your door for protection. I've been offering rose petals and lighting candles. I'll begin with the water tonight. Yeah. See, and there's 2 types of waters you can offer. You can offer drinking water, and you can offer bathing water. So like a little bowl too, and you can put the little rose petals in there. They like that. I also give seeds from apples and other foods in a small dish so they can grow their own. Oh, that's so thoughtful. Hello, Val Coco. Welcome in everybody. We're just talking about altars right now and the new moon. We're in a very powerful new moon cycle, and I know we're in the holiday season, so it's about to get like crazy. And this is like the perfect time to keep up with your rituals, your practice, your altars, and just take those little moments out of your busy days to just honor spirit and to do the work that you're needing, because we're really preparing for a really powerful next year, and I want everybody to stay focused. Rose petals. I would love to bathe in rose petals too. I know. Once you want to bathe in rose petals, your ancestors wanted too. Thank you so much, Castillo Concierge. Do altars have to face east? That's the best direction. Yeah. That's the best direction. That's also where we put our sweat lodges. The east is where the sun rises and where the spirits come through. So if you can, it's always a good practice to have your altars facing east. Yeah. And I can tell you from personal experience, there's a big difference when the altars are facing east versus when they're west or north or south. And I know in feng shui, They have like altar directions for different things that you want to manifest. So they might have south, they might have north, they might have east, they may have west or whatever. But in indigenous cultures, we do it to the east. That's where we usually do our ceremonial practices, is through the east, because that's where the spirits are, and that's where they come through. And I know from like sweat lodges especially, that's very important. But it's not always possible. So you still have to, work with what you can. I say it's more important that you just do it, and you do it according to what you can do. That's another thing, is that Spirit knows too that, this is what you can do. And that's why I always tell people, don't get really, fussy about how much food you're offering. If you can't offer food, you offer water. At least offer some water. It makes a big difference. I was manifesting the 2 nights with candles, and the flame was going south. Well, you got to go to the medicine wheel. What does the south mean? We know what that means, yeah. Oh, your altar faces east in front of a large window. See, you already intuitively knew that your altar needed to face east. It's like an intuitive knowing too. But I know years ago I was really stuck. You know how in life you get stuck? Oh, you can't find my Venmo? It's at SongBirdGrandMother. It should be in the link in my bio, but I'll write it in here. But I was really stuck one time, and I asked Spirit, I said, I'm stuck. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And the answer that came to me was I needed an altar. And I was like, oh, because I had altars all over my business, but I didn't have an altar in my house. And Spirit said, that's why you're stuck, is because you don't have an altar in your house. And it was funny because then I looked outside, and there was a little table there that somebody had left that they didn't want. And it was perfect because I didn't have a big space. I was in an apartment at that time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can use that little table right there. And it changed my life. And that's why I know these things work, because it was life-changing. You have a kitchen altar that we place food at daily, and before we place the offerings outside. Yep, that's exactly good. That's right. That's a spirit offering. Give thanks and offer to the spirit animals and plants. Oh, wonderful. Okay, yeah, I got it, Jacqueline. So did you want to do it on the chat, or did you want to jump in on the live? I think you can request. Can you request to join? I'm not sure how that works. I thought you can, but if not, we could do it in the chat. I'm freezing. Oh, great. Hold on a second. Okay, you're here? Okay. Did you have a question, or did you want me to do a general reading? I love that. So divine of source. Yeah, it really is divine. I know. Okay, is it in my back? I'm sorry. They worked on my internet, and they said everything was good and fast, and now it's all messed up. They say that, oh, it's all working again. No, it's not. Oh, you're okay. I guess it's individual. I don't know. All right, Jacqueline, you ready? All right. You want to ask about your partner? Okay. Okay, Jacqueline. All right, I'm going to do a reading for Jacqueline right now, so if we can hold the comments. All right, Jacqueline, I'm going to tune into your energy right now. Okay. So what I'm getting for you, Jacqueline, is that he's a narcissist. and he is not worth your time. Okay? And they're saying that as soon as you let go of him, you're going to find somebody better. So what I would work on is letting him go. And what I'm going to recommend you do is a spiritual bath, if you can. Do some Epsom salt, do some sea salt, and light a candle and say, I'm ready to let him go. And you need to put up some spiritual protection. So do a black candle too, or do a smudging in your whole house, because he doesn't have any kind of emotional feelings that he could regret anything. He thinks that's normal, and he's all about himself. He's incredibly selfish, and they're saying that you deserve much better and that there's a better partner. So take this time, work on yourself, clear those emotions, and do your best to let him go. Like, block him, do everything, and spiritually protect yourself. Do a spiritual bath, cleanse out, clear out your heart of all those emotions and regret and, vengeance. Like, I feel a lot of emotions coming out, and the spiritual bath will help you cleanse that and everything. And then you can start working on your frequency and energy and clearing your heart. Another person will come in, and it'll be more in alignment with who you are and what you deserve in your relationship. It's a very common dynamic that empaths and healers and people with really good, generous hearts, they attract these partners who are not in that frequency, because they're looking for that healing. They're looking for that energy, but they don't know how to work on themselves, and they end up hurting us. So it's the best thing to do is to work on yourself, clear that energy, and try to let go of that remorse. And I know, because there's a part of you that really wants to think and believe that he will change, that they regret it, that, that did they actually feel anything? But unfortunately, what they're telling me is that this person is very emotionally inept and not able to feel emotions very well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's accusing you of cheating because he's deflecting. You know what I mean? He's deflecting. He's trying to say it's you when in fact it's him. And that's the saddest thing, is that he has no emotional, what do they call that? He has no emotions, no feelings. No, he's inept. He's like, he can't do that. He's a narcissist. He's selfish. So, you deserve way better, honey. Way better. And you're going to find somebody better. Somebody who's going to love you from your head to your toes. I hope that helps. But do the spiritual bath. It's going to help clear some of those emotions. Because a lot of that stuff is childhood stuff too. Yeah. But, I do see someone way better coming in for you. So don't worry about that. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that's the thing. He says he loves you, but he's not capable of love. It's hard, because you're a beautiful person. You see him in the highest light, and he can be a better person, but he's just not there yet. See, a lot of times, empaths, what happens is that we see people as we hope them to be, or like we know they could be, and yet they're not there. And they end up breaking our hearts because they're not there. And I think it's the hardest lesson when you have that kind of knowing that somebody could be better, but they're not. And that's the hardest part of life, is just kind of letting go of what we can't control. But you haven't cheated. You're not a cheater. You're loyal as loyal can be. And somebody else deserves that. But you're welcome. And I really want to see you thrive in the new year. That's all I hope for you. Yeah, that happened to you too several times. Yeah, I think that's happened to almost everybody. It's terrible. It's terrible. It really is, because So many women I talked to over the years. And you know the thing about it, when I first started doing readings, is that's the one thing I realized. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in a war zone, because I would have clients calling me from war zones in countries I've never heard of, asking about their love lives, to, you know, a woman sitting in Beverly Hills, to a person in the projects. It doesn't matter. It happens to everybody. Why do I feel comfort in knowing it's happened to everyone? Because we're so universal. You know, there's something universal to that. It's like, oh, it's not just me. Because I think when you get cheated on and somebody treats you like that, you think it's you. You think there's a problem with you. You think that, you know, you did something wrong, that you're a terrible person, that you start beating yourself up until you realize that's just how it goes. It's awful. Yeah, it's awful. It's terrible. But there's something healing about the fact that, you know, it happens to everybody in some way, shape, or form. Not everybody, but a lot of people. I would say probably 80% of women have been cheated on. Yeah. You're not going to be anyone's mom. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. Yeah, and you give everything. And what you're going to learn from that is, you know, you're not going to do that again. You're not going to give everything to somebody who gives nothing back. You know, because the problem with it is, like, there's a big red flag there when they say something and they don't do it. That's for anybody. When anybody is saying something and they're not doing it, it's a red flag. And that's the narcissist, right? Yeah, right. They say this and then they don't. And they say, oh, I'm going to change, but they don't change. They don't change. And when they don't change, that's the boundary that's been broken. And then that's the training is, no, I'm not going to tolerate that. And you just move on. Even it's hard. It's hard. You've broken, you're depleted, you're tired, you've given everything. You kind of think, oh, am I supposed to start all over again now? And who's going to, you know, you have all these self-defeating thoughts. But it's like we have to find the empowerment within ourselves to move forward. To move forward. Because there's a lot of people out there who are going to love you in the ways you want to be loved, that you deserve to be loved. And that person will soon be a bad memory. And you'll even laugh one day and say, oh my God, I can't believe I went through that. I've been solo parenting my boys for the last few months. I believe I am healing with the boundaries. Good. And that's hard too, because now, you know, you're doing it all on your own. Yeah. I know. We go through it. You know, the human experience is not easy. Yeah, even going through that too. I know. Yeah. He was going to church with me and praying together, and he cheated. Oh my goodness. Ain't that something? Those are the worst, ain't they? I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but I know that person. I know that type of person. Because it's like, no. Yeah, and then they blame you. Because, yeah. Yeah, they blame you because they're the ones that did it. And now they're feeling guilty, and they don't have no other way of saying that. And they can't take responsibility. That's another thing. Narcissists, they never take responsibility. Ever. Never. It hurts, I know. It's terrible. And I wish that people weren't like that. And I can tell you, it's going to take some time of healing, but you'll get over it. You will. And you won't get over it. I don't like saying that. You'll move forward and you'll heal. Yeah. You told me Green Tara and Kuan Yin reached out to me. I was wondering if they enjoyed my offerings. Did they drink them? Did you notice any difference? Have you experienced anything different since doing the offerings? And I would recommend continuing to do the offerings and learn their chants. Even our oldest is recognizing the negative energy that my unchanged partner continues to bring. Yeah. You know, with your altar practice, you can ask for that to be healed. You can ask your spirits and your ancestors Please heal this negative energy and protect my children. Yeah. Yeah, you can love him from afar. You can love him from afar for sure. And you can send energy and healing and all that good stuff. And you know what? Like, this is the new moon, like we said. You write a letter. Not a letter. You write on a piece of paper, I'm done with so-and-so. And then burn it. So take like a candle. Actually, I recommend a white candle, but I have a red candle burning here. And you take a candle. You write down, I am done with this and so, and then you burn it. I'll help you. And then do the spiritual bath. You're welcome. Abundance has found me in a great time of need. Unfortunately, the offerings were covered by snow. That's okay. If your offerings were covered, it still goes to nature. Doesn't matter what happened to the altars or the offerings. It just matters that you did them. So that's a good thing. And the abundance showed up. See? As the kid can't tell if they ate exactly. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, Deanne, are you ready for your reading? Did you have a question? Let me get my water. If you can, do it every day. I gotta get my water here. If you can, do it every day. If you can't do it every day, get a glass of water and just put it out there. You know, even in the Jewish tradition, they do this. They put the water out for their ancestors. Oh, good. They helped you a lot. I love hearing that. Did you need to keep doing it every day? Okay. You know, usually what we do is every day, and then on new moons, full moons, and holidays, then you do more if you can. Yeah, you could do the water. Water's good. You don't have to do a lot. You don't have to do a lot. Just a little sharing. They don't require a lot. Okay. All right. Myron on Aaron and I. Okay, you want to know about you and Aaron? Is that right? Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to do a reading now for Deanne and for her and Aaron. All right. Okay. So the energy that I'm feeling for Aaron and you is like, the first thing I felt was a push and a pull energy. So I don't know. The first word I heard was separation, but then I heard this like push and pull thing going on. And then it was like all in my gut, like uncomfortable and anxious and nervous. And so I feel like time apart is good. Are you separated right now? Or going through like a push and pull thing? Because the energy I felt was sort of like a void, or, and the word I heard was separated. And it's like a nauseous feeling or an anxious feeling. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, they're saying like time apart, and I feel like you're going through a release and a separated. Yeah. I think the separation is the best thing for you, because I feel like a lot of push and pull energy, which is uncertainty, and it's driving you kind of crazy in the gut area. Anxiousness, nervousness, worriedness. and it's not sure. So I think they're saying like separation is best right now as you sort out your feelings and your emotions and get your life on track and not put so much time and energy into it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like the hardest part, it's kind of a theme happening for tonight's live, of love is allowing the other person to be who they are. And then the next part of love is determining if that person is right for us. Because as we grow and evolve and change, our relationships also have to grow and evolve and change. And if they don't, then there will always be that friction or that feeling of stagnation, or that I want to grow in this way, but this person's not growing with me. And now we're stuck. And because of comfortability and all that stuff, we don't want to be alone. We love this person because of the past. It's hard when we're trying to grow and evolve and they're not growing and evolving. And that's when we end up kind of stuck. And so what Spirit is saying is separation is needed at this time as you sort out feelings and emotions and do your own internal growth. Yeah. And they're saying in due time, things are going to work themselves. You know, it's going to take some time for this one. But work on yourself first. Okay? I hope that helps. I know love is hard. It's hard to love somebody. Yeah. I think mostly it's like just that anxiousness about like what's next and what do we do now and all that stuff. I don't know. Feels like everybody in this room knows that feeling, huh? Oh, you're welcome. Okay, let me go back here. I missed some stuff. Yeah, I don't have the means for every day, but water is good. Yeah, water is good. Food offerings, we can call them to eat with us, though, if that helps them. Yeah, we can. I found a special cup for water and added the dry road. Aw, good. Good. Okay. Yes, they're paid readings through my Venmo or Cash App. They're $20. Oh, thanks, Guiding Light. Hi, Lola. I know, it's kind of cool how these lives go because we don't know what's going to happen, but then the right energy shows up. And so this new moon kind of really aligns to the energies that I was talking about earlier, about how what are we done with, what are we ready for changing, what are we ready to evolve into. And sometimes it's people, sometimes it's just letting go of the residual karma and energies of people and their part in our journeys. Hello. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to hit send. Oh. They're okay. Change is freedom. Okay. Okay, Tiffany. Are you ready for your reading? 3 nights? Why were you called to be doing offering for 3 nights? Maybe you needed it. That's good. Just keep following it. You know, sometimes it was weird. Your spirits were hungry. Is Tiffany here? Is that you, Snicker? I'm sorry, I don't know your screen name. I have oh, there you are. Oh, it's you. Neat. Okay. What kind of reading did you want? Did you want a general reading or did you have a question? Oh. I'll do some spirit guided readings here in a minute. So, Tiffany, what kind of reading do you want? Did you have a question or did you want a general reading? Oh, good. Okay, NYC Jim. Did you want a general reading or did you have a question? Oh, general? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do a reading here for NYC Jim. Alright. So let me just connect to your energy. Okay. So the message that they're giving me is that in your lifetime, you have had a lot of rises and falls. So the way that it's shown to me is that, like, every time you rise up, it feels like you're gonna fall down. And so I feel like in your lifetime, you've had a lot of ups and downs, okay? And they're saying, like, you have fought so hard to try to get up. And what you have to remember is that in this time of your life, you're ready to go up. You're ready to take that next step, but don't let that defeatist attitude or remembering those old wins, as we call them, the memories of the past, let you go down. Like, don't let that stop you, because you're on a projected path of ascension. And they really want you to just remember that as you go forward, because you have a lot of power, you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of energy right now that's supporting you. And don't, you know how it is when you have had that, everybody has challenges, right? And we have ups and downs. And I feel like you've had a lot of that. And you, in your mind, you have this feeling like, oh, but if a good thing happens, that next bad thing's going to happen. And they're saying that don't let that happen this time. Don't self-sabotage. Don't, try to really heal that part of yourself. Because what I see for you coming up next year is that you're going to start to see real results. You're going to start to see real actionable things happen. Things that you have been wanting to happen for a long time are starting to come together. And it's that's the only thing that can stop you, is just thinking that, like, the other shoe is going to drop. So just remember that as you go into next year. They're saying you have a great intuition. You have a wonderful way of empathizing and connecting to other people. And that is going to be your success. So you're on the projected path of going up. So just remember that as you go forward, and healing that. And I feel like that's something in your lineage too, is that every time somebody goes up, it's like a fall, rising and falling. So that's a universal law, rising and falling, rising and falling. But what we can do is we can minimize how far those rises and falls are. And how you do that is by remembering that you're on the projected path up, and nothing is going to stop you. Nothing. Because you already been through it. You already been through it. Yeah. You've already been through it, love. Just know that. You're not going to have what you had happen in the past happen again. Okay? It's not going to happen. You're much stronger, you're much braver, and you're much smarter than those times. You learned a lot. They said you've earned your wings. Now it's time to fly. Okay? Oh, good. It's a relief to hear. Yeah, you needed to hear it. Because that's the thing that's stopping you. That's the thing. Yeah. But you're on your way up. Just keep that in mind. Anytime that old thing comes back, I'm on my way up. Nothing's stopping me. I'm going for it. Yes, yes, yes. I can't wait to see it. I love that. Yes. Oh yes, if you'd like to get a reading, it's $20, my Venmo or Cash App. And just let me know if you have a question or if it's a general reading. And the link is in my bio. Yeah. I think that's a message. You're welcome, NYC Jim. You really are, Jim. You know, I think that was a message for everybody too, because this group that's coming in on this new moon, it's the ascension group. It's the time to go up. So it's like we did the love readings where it's like what we need to dump or who we need to dump. I mean, those people. Because we're about to hit a big year. And the beautiful thing that I keep hearing about this next year is all those years of struggle. If you had a struggle, you know, send a heart. Let's see those hearts go up. Because I want everybody in the room to see that you're not alone in your struggles. Nobody in here is alone. Everybody has struggled. Struggle. Just own the struggles, you know, put them hearts up. Because I want everybody to know they're not alone. Everybody here has struggled for years. In relationship, with money, business, career, you know, health. Oh my gosh. Volatile ups and downs, yes. Everybody in here has struggled. And you're not alone in the struggle. Because you're all ready to become butterflies. So I got my butterfly ring on. You're all ready to fly. You're all ready. And what's just holding us back at this moment is the mind. Is the childhood traumas. It's the thinking that we're not good enough. That we can't light it up. That who are we to shine so bright and shiny? How come everybody around us can have all this but not us? See, that's the energy of the healers. Most healers are like that, or empaths, or whatever you want to call yourself. Everybody in this room is that. And so this is the time in history where it's the time of the butterfly. It's the time to rise above those struggles because we're ready to fly. We're ready to show the world what we got. Yeah, there's a meaning. A butterfly is a meaning. Yeah, everybody. See how everybody lit up the room with those hearts? It's because everybody has a struggle. And see, in this society and in this world, we're always trying to cover our struggles. We're always trying to think we're perfect. And, you know, nobody, you know, everybody's got something, but they're hiding it. They're hiding it. And what 2020 showed us is that there is no hierarchy. We're all in a circle. Everybody is struggling the same way. Everybody. Everybody got to struggle. And it's not embarrassing. We shouldn't hide it. We shouldn't be ashamed of it. We should own them like battle scars. And say, yeah, and what? All right. Thor wants cookies. Are you here, Thor? Proud healer here. Yep, see, we're owning it. We got so much stuff to overcome with that. All right, I'm just going to pour my water here. All right, Thor, do you have a question or you want to get a general? Yeah, you haven't seen you pop up on my feed and here you are giving messages. Well, isn't that perfect? Yeah. Right now, I'm just doing new moons and full moons, but I'll be back on short more often. Okay. I don't know who Hamza is, sorry. I'm gonna do, okay. Chinese New Year was fruit grown in the hardest of conditions that make the best. Yes, okay. All right, I'm gonna do my reading for Thor here, for general reading. Okay. All right. All right, let me just clear some energy here for you, Thor. All right. Okay. So for you, Thor, what I'm really feeling is a lot of anxiousness and nervousness. And the first thing that they showed me is that you're writing in a journal, or either you're studying or you're writing in a journal to sort out your feelings and emotions, but they're saying you're a writer. So if you're not writing already, you need to write, because that's where your healing comes from. That's where new ideas comes from. That's where you study things. That's like you're a writer and a studier. So I don't know if you're in school or if you're learning something or thinking about going back to school. That's what they were showing me. But they were saying the thing that kind of stops you in your life is your anxiousness and your worry. Like you worry a lot about things that you don't have to worry about. And so one thing to work on in this new year especially is controlling your anxiety and finding ways to release your stress. And remember that everything is working in your favor. Okay? Because sometimes I think you have the tendency to freak out over little things. And it's really time now to focus on the bigger picture of your life, on the things you want to accomplish, the things you want to succeed in, and knowing that you can do it. Not running from a place of anxiety and worry, but running from a place of certainty and confidence and courage, and knowing that the things that are in your heart are ready to manifest, to come to fruition, to come to light, and to know that you're worthy of those things too. And definitely write. So if you're not already writing, or if you are writing, that's good. That's good. And I'm going to actually give you a book. It's called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. If you haven't read that book, I would highly recommend that book, because it'll help you a lot. But they're saying like once you let go of the burden of worry and anxiety and you step more into your confidence, big changes will happen in your life. And I see you as a little girl dancing. Did you used to dance? You just started studying and you're writing. Oh, good. Good. It's going to work out good, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But are you a dancer? Yeah? You need to get back into your dancing. If you're not dancing already, they're saying you're a good dancer. Yeah, you love to dance. You're dancing. Oh, good. You're dancing again. Yeah, you were a little girl dancing, huh? I see you. You're so cute. I think that's what the whole world needs, is just to get up and dance. We all need a good dance, because you know what dancing does is it brings in spirit, it clears emotions, it gets you back into that high vibration, and it just relieves all that stress. Yeah, it really does. Always. Oh, good. But you're right on track, Thor. You're right on track. Don't worry about anything. You're right on track with your studying, your writing. Yeah. And they're also saying that as you keep going on that path, you're going to start to meet some really wonderful people who are more in alignment, because I feel like you also went through a time period where you had a lot of people leave. You know how we all go through that in your spiritual awakening? Or me, I'm just an introvert. So it's kind of hard to find people of that like mind. But as you keep doing your path, you're going to meet those people and light up. So keep dancing. Oh, you're already meeting those people. Perfect. That's perfect. That's when you know you're right on track. When you meet your community and you're enjoying, and they really, get you. It's not superficial. It's the real people that you're meant to meet for this lifetime. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. All right. So, is there anybody else want a reading? Aloha. All right, so I'm trying to think of what else we can do in our life here. So we are in the new moon. We hit the new moon at 2:57 p.m. today, and we're going to be in this new moon energy for the next 3 days. So it's a good time to give your altar offerings. Lola, yes. You told me to write, forgot with so much going on. Yeah. Keep it going. You know, the nice thing nowadays is you have a phone. So you can just talk into the phone and it'll write it for you. If you can. Because I know we get so busy and we forget these things. But the thing about it is that when you're going through a spiritual awakening, when you're going through a change in your life, when you're trying to connect with spirit, you want to write it down, because you don't know, like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, who knows when, you're going to look back on it and it's going to have more meaning. I've had that happen so many times. And that was one of the things I really love about my mom. Is when I was a child, she made me do a journal. She was like, you want to write everything down, because one day you're going to look back and, you're going to think about, oh yeah, when I was 7 years old or whatever. And it set me up for a whole life of writing. And that's why I really am a proponent of it, because it's changed my own life. And I know, like, sometimes I'll go back into writings and it made no sense at that time, and it'll be like the perfect time when I find it again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so true. That was exactly what it was. Or, wow, that's a message for me right now. That's the thing about it, is that when we open ourselves up and we write it down and we take the time, like, those messages we're getting, they may not seem significant now, but they will be significant later. Yeah. I used to journal, and looking back, so revealing. Yes. Yeah. And there are times we do it and there are times we don't. There's like times when we're too tired, and then sometimes they come and go. Those flashes of insight, those energies, they come and go. But when we can, try to write it down, because it'll be meaningful for you later. All right, so I'm going to be on for a few more minutes, but I'm going to do a couple spirit-led readings. So if you want to write a reading, drop some emojis in the chat, and then I'll pick a few before I end our live today. Oh, you can't figure it out? You can go to my Cash App or Venmo if you have one. It's in the link in my bio. Let me see if I can. For some reason, my thing is glitching here. Okay, so those are my Venmos and my Cash Apps. Computer's frozen. Hold on one second. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna ask Spirit. So keep it dropping the emojis because I'm gonna ask Spirit something real quick. Okay. The various emojis, I know. Okay, keep dropping emojis. I'm waiting for a certain color. Spirit told me 3 months ago that Aaron and I would be together for Christmas, but not, well, Christmas is still some time away. Right now it's separation time, but you never know. Never know. Get some clarity. And then as you get some clarity, you'll start to see things. Okay. All right, crazy Jenga. Crazy Jenga. I like that name. Are you there, crazy? Okay, crazy. Let's see what's going on with crazy. I hope it's not crazy. I could tell you have a good sense of humor. All right, crazy. Let me connect to you and see. Did you have a question or did you want a general? All right, crazy. Are you still here? Let me refresh my browser real quick here. All right, crazy. Are you ready? Wait, where'd she go? Sorry. Oh, there you are. Yeah, crazy Jenga. You ready, crazy Jenga? She's still here. Crazy Jenga, are you still here with us? All right. All right, so I'm gonna wait for her to see if she comes in again. I thought she came in, but all right. Crazy, are you still with us? If you are, leave a comment. Okay, there you are. Oh, okay, general reading. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on for you, crazy. You know what's really coming up for you, crazy Jenga, is that they're talking a lot about your health and nutrition, and this holiday season, staying away from sugar. And so my message for you is to be mindful of your health and nutrition and what you're eating and how often you're eating and balancing your sugar. Okay. And so that's going to become important for you in this next coming year. And I feel like you're on a health journey at this point. So I don't know if it's become aware, it's been in your awareness or you're thinking about it, but they're really mentioning your health, and especially your health related to anxiety and your emotions. And maybe we don't always see the connection between those things, but they're really saying like you're sensitive to sugar. And so being mindful of that, and just cutting back on sugar in your life, and watching, the things like, it's a holiday season, a lot of sugar is everywhere, but that's what they're really highlighting to me first and foremost. And I feel like it's related to anxiety and emotions. Okay. So that's my general message for you. Okay. I hope that helps. Oh, you eat sugar when you're stressed. Oh, well. We're heading into stress time. So, I don't know. Maybe like switching it up to something else. I know we all do that. We love sugar. Sugar's the best. Sugar's the best. No, that was what they first showed me. I'd have to connect more, but that's what they were saying was this season you got to watch it. Yeah, the sugar and that, and especially I think it's tied to anxiety. So if you're experiencing anxiety, take a breather, go meditate, get outside, try to calm your emotions. Work on your emotional well-being at this time. Chocolate. Oh, it's the season for chocolate. Hello. You're welcome. Crunch popcorn, yummy. I just bought a popcorn machine and I couldn't find any popcorn to pop it with. I was looking at every store in town and never found it. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's drop some more emojis and see who's next. Don't waste your time going to store. I know, I had to order it online. Can you believe that? I had to order popcorn online. Popcorn kernels online. What has this world come to? No, I was just grateful to have it. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Keep dropping emojis. Let's see. I think I saw, hold on one second. Okay, oh, now they're coming in. Painted Peanut. Is Painted Peanut here? Oh, there you are with the hugs. Painted Peanut. Did you want a general reading or did you have a question? Yes, okay. You want a general? General? Okay. All right, Painted Peanut. Okay. So for you, Painted Peanut, the vision that I had is that you're at the crossroads of a big decision. So it's like that, like crossroad. So what they're saying for you is there's going to be a lot of opinions and a lot of people telling you what to do. You should go here, you should go do that, you should do all these things. But they're saying don't listen to anybody but yourself. So you have to sit in the crossroads at the middle, in the center of who you are. Take some time out, meditate, visualize, dream. What they're saying is writing out all the pros and the cons of this decision. And then you make your decision. Because I feel like this is a turning point in your life, and you're kind of all in the middle of feelings and emotions and other people's thoughts and opinions. So right now, you just sit with yourself, think about what's best for you, and then, write out pros and cons of both things, and then you make your decision. But don't let anybody or anything else influence you in this decision that you're making forward, because once you make the right decision, everything's going to line up for you to move forward in your life. Okay. Can't disagree. Yeah, you're right there, but you know the answer within yourself. Okay. You're welcome. You know the answer. It's already in your heart, but don't let anybody else make that decision for you, because they'll regret it. Okay. I feel like that's like universal. And a lot of people are in that space, of decisions. And the hardest thing to do sometimes is make the right decision, because you will maybe have the decision that is not the popular one in your family or your friends or whoever is trying to tell you what to do. And then you'll go and you'll have to have some courage to do it. But when it comes from within yourself, nothing can shake it. Okay? It won't be shaky. It'll be exactly right for you. Yeah, family think they know. Yeah. Oh, I know. They all have their opinion about what you should do. And the thing you got to remember is that you know best. Nobody's going to live your life but you. Nobody. And they can all have their own opinions, but I feel like you already know the decision, and it's just owning that decision. And then as you own that decision, everything will fall into place for you, and you won't feel like that nervousness, that anxiousness, and that anxiety around it. And then it'll end up being in your favor. So trust that. Trust that. Embracing your decision. It's the right one. Yeah. The best thing about making a decision is that once you make the decision, it frees up all that energy that you've been struggling with. Yeah. You're welcome. All right, so I'm going to do one more message. And if anybody wants to guarantee a message, you can Venmo or Cash App me. But if you want a message, then just drop some emojis. Okay, let's see. Okay, Kayla Jade. Kayla Jade, are you here? Kayla Jade 87. Are you ready? Okay, Jenna. Alright, Kayla, let's see what's going on. Okay. So, Kayla, the message from Spirit for you is it's time to open your mouth and your voice. And I feel like you have a lot of great thoughts and a lot of great ideas and a lot of good things to share in the world, but a lot of times you just hold back. And what Spirit is saying is it's time to open, to release, to let go of the fear of rejection, because your thoughts and your opinions and your ideas are worthy to be shared. And as you do that, you're going to find that you're going to attract the respect that you so desire in your life. Your heart is racing. It's okay. So what they're telling me is it's time to open the throat chakra, the energies that you have in your heart that you want to share with the world, and no longer monitoring yourself, but allowing other people to see and feel and experience your beauty and your intelligence and your creativity and your energy. And as you do that, you're going to find that, everything that you've been frustrated with in communication with others, it starts to clear. And you know what's going to be interesting about that is once you start, you won't stop, and it'll just be like a what do you call it, domino effect. It'll be a domino effect in your life. Yes. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, you've been trying to do that. Do it. It's not easy to open that throat, and it kind of takes some time and energy, but once you do, it's going to change your life. You're going to see your relationships improve. You're going to see the things that you felt like you weren't respected for earlier. You'll start getting more respect from others, and see that you have something very worthy to contribute. Yeah, it is life-changing to speak from the heart. I think that's like one of the hardest things that we can do, is to speak from the heart and not be afraid of rejection from others. My bracelet is my jade. Yeah, it's my jade. I'm like, what bracelet? I wear that all the time. I've been wearing that for over 12 years. Thank you, Taylor. Taylor's Moss. Taylor's Moss. Yeah, when I got this bracelet, the woman, she like put it on me, and she like, because when they put it on you, it's like they have to kind of force it on you. And she was like, oh my God, I felt so much power from that. And I really believe that bracelet has helped me in so many different ways, because it's jade. Jade is a protector. And they say when you're wearing a jade and it breaks, it took something. So I've had that happen where clients will get a jade bracelet and it'll break, but nothing in their body breaks, like if they fall or something. And I've heard that story a lot of different times. Oh, you have a similar one, yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, is everybody going to be doing their rituals tonight for the new moon? Remember earlier I said that the ritual for this new moon that I recommend for everybody to do is to light a white candle, if you have one. If you don't have a white candle, whatever you have, if you have a candle, or just a match. And you're going to write down what you're done with, whether it's a relationship, an idea, self-sabotage, abandonment, rejection, whatever is causing you pain and suffering in your life. You're going to write it down and say, I'm done with this. And then when you're ready, you burn it. And it's going to help free and clear some of that energy that's been stopping you in your life. Oh, you already did. Well, you're on it, Nicole. I've also heard the jade can get darker. Yeah. The jade can also get lighter. My jade has changed colors dramatically since I've had it. It's gotten lighter. And I don't know why that happens, but it changes color. That is so weird. I did a white candle yesterday before you said anything. Good. Okay, so then let's do a quiz. What does a white candle mean? Why do we light a white candle? And we talked a little bit about that in my last ancestor ceremony. Purity, good. Purity, what else? Why a white candle versus like a black one? Protection, purity. We're all getting pure. Is there a love spell I can do to bring him back? Venami. Cleansing, beginnings. You know, the thing about those love spells, Jacqueline, is first, be careful what you wish for. Second of all, if it's under a month, they're the most effective. And it's more effective if you do a spiritual bath and then you do the Venami or the come back to me ritual. And but it has to be under a month. And also it's good to get a reading first to see if it's even possible. And I always say be careful what you wish for, because you could do these spells, you could do these rituals, and if you're not doing the work, or they're not doing the work, it's going to be a makeup breakup thing. So you can do those things, but I always, say, caution with those things too. Beginnings, reflect. Can you tell me if it's possible? Yeah, I'd have to do a reading for you. I do a love blessing, but first it has to be like a reading. And we did do a little reading for you today, but I mean, like we said, he's a narcissist. So if you want that back, it's up to you. But that's why I always say with those kind of things, when you do rituals, when you do ceremonies, when you do blessings or what you call spells and things like that, you're now working with something and it has to be in alignment for it to stay, because spells and workings are only temporary. They're only temporary. I think I'm going to do a live one day about love. We're just going to focus on love, because there's a lot of teachings around love that I think can really help everybody here. But it'll have to be for another day, because the love thing is like, some people have a lot of what we call luck. You call it luck. We call it mediocre. In Korean, they call it mediocre. And that doesn't translate so well. It means like essence or charm, or I feel like it's sex appeal. But some people have it, and it's just natural, and it's like something they're born with. But most people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that. And there are rituals and ceremonies and things that you have to do to keep your energy, to keep that, what I call sweetness. And that's where the spiritual realms can help you, is when you know how to do those sweetening things. Because maybe 60 to 80% is you, and then the rest can push it up. The 20 to 40% can be pushed up through spiritual rituals. Yeah. White is also all-purpose clearing energy, water element. Yes, please. Yes. So the white candle also connects us to the ancestors. It's for healing. It's for purity, like you said. It's for connecting, and it's also for destroying. I know everybody thinks black is for destroying, but black actually absorbs. White reflects. So white kind of removes those things from your life. And it's actually the original color. Before black was the color of funerals, it was white. And there's a reason for that. Yeah, it would be a good Zoom thing. Yeah, maybe a Zoom thing. Yeah. I was thinking about doing it for February, but maybe that's too far away. Because, you know, during December, a lot of relationship stuff comes up in the holidays. I don't know why that is, but there's a lot of makeups, there's a lot of breakups, there's a lot of like, you know, like if you go through a breakup through the holidays, it's the worst time. It's the worst time because this is a time of gathering. This is time to get together. This is the romance time. This is time when, you know, Hallmark pulls out all their love romance videos, and you know, it's just the worst time to break up. And so when you break up during the holidays, it's almost more devastating than when you break up any other time of the year. Maybe Valentine's Day would be the worst time. And so what I see a lot of times with people during this time is it brings up all that stuff, all those energies, all those emotions, all those things that are buried deep within us, and it's a hard time. But what I would say is, if you're somebody who wants to bring somebody back into your life, really do some self-reflection, some meditation, and think about, if this person comes back, what's going to be different? What's going to be different? Because like I said, the spirit world can help you up to 20 to 40%. I mean, that's a really good ritual. Will be about 40%. I mean, that's like a darn good ritual. But the rest is all you and that person. And so that's why those things are kind of temporary. If you want long-lasting, long-term change, it's your patterns, it's your behaviors, it's your energies that have to be worked upon for those things to work. And see, what a ritual will also tell us is where you're stuck. Why is this person always leaving? What is the dynamic? What is the energy? What is the shift that's needed? And maybe the ritual is not even for that person. It's for the next person that you attract, so that you can improve yourself and get into a better relationship. So when we do those love rituals, it's like, you know, it's all in Spirit's hands. And it's also about you and the work that you're doing, because love is all about work. It's never easy. The stress of the holidays just accentuates existing problems. Yes, it accentuates it, and sometimes it accentuates it in a good way, and sometimes a not so good way. You know, like the things that we didn't see before, now we clearly see. And the things that we were hiding under the rug, they become accentuated. And then sometimes it's the opposite, where it just sweetens everything, and, you know, everybody has different, it just depends on the relationship. Yeah, good or bad. That's life, right? Everything is either good or bad, right or wrong. And it's nothing we can control. That's the hardest part about a relationship, is that you can't control that other person. But if you really love somebody and you really think it's worth it, and you really want to like go deeper, and you know you're willing to do the work on yourself, and you feel like that's a valid partner that's going to work with you, then yeah, a good ritual, a good ceremony, it'll do wonders for you. But the one that you would want is if you're in separation for under a month, is the comeback ritual. Alrighty, everybody. Does anybody have any closing thoughts or questions before we end our live today? Aw, I hope you're having a good week. Yes, thank you. And yes, happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays and all that good stuff. I'm going to leave you all with the message here before. Oh, how to burn mugwort properly. I don't have any mugwort with me. Okay, so the mugwort is different than burning sage. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. So when you do the mugwort, it's almost like prairie sage. You want to ball it up and then burn it and then smudge, and you probably have to keep burning it. It's not gonna be like, you know, it's not gonna stay lit oftentimes. So, and I remember with mugwort, a little goes a long way. So you want to ball it up and then smudge. And when you're smudging, always open the windows. Okay, it's good to let out the bad energies. And then also it's good before bedtime, because it's going to help you recall your dream state. And mugwort is also good for clearing and purifying and connection to the divine, to the spirit world. All right, so I got a message. This is from my Spirit of the Animals card, and it says loon. You know the bird loon? This is your message. So now you're going to look for a loon. And I'll show you what it look like. Look like that. The loon. You know, the bird. And it could come on a bus. It could come in a picture. It could come in a magazine. It could come in a million different ways. Okay. And it means intuitive. It says, listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Now, that's just like a mic drop right there, because that's everything we just talked about in this live. So that, you know, everybody here is intuitive, everybody here is a healer, everybody here is, you know, got a song, the freedom of the soul, and that you are unique and that you are loved. But in the middle of the busyness, seek the solitude. Okay, that's a perfect way to sum it all up. Thank you so much for joining me here today. There's a lot of magic going on, I know. It's just a magical group. You guys are magical. Happy Thanksgiving. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. And don't forget to feed your ancestors at the altar, because they will love that food too. Oh, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And I'm looking forward to connecting again more. I'm working on some things for this holiday season and next, and I'm working on a schedule so I can come on more regularly. But right now I'm doing new moons and full moons, and I'll keep doing some videos. And if you have a request for a video that you want to know more about something, just let me know. Okay? Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, happy new moon. Don't forget to burn that thing you're tired of. And until we meet again, many blessings.